What if the world's next energy superpower isn't the United States, Saudi Arabia, or China? What if it's Africa? A continent often associated with poverty and underdevelopment is quietly sitting on some of the world's largest untapped energy reserves: oil, natural gas, critical minerals, solar, hydropower, wind. As global demand for energy continues to rise, Africa may be entering the most important economic opportunity in its modern history. But can Africa actually become an energy superpower? Or will corruption, instability, and poor infrastructure prevent it from reaching its potential? Let's find out. When people think about global energy, countries like Saudi Arabia, Russia, and the United States usually come to mind. But Africa's energy wealth is often overlooked. The continent holds massive reserves of oil and natural gas. Nigeria, Angola, Libya, Algeria, and Egypt are already major producers. In recent years, significant natural gas discoveries have also been made in Mozambique, Senegal, Mauritania, Namibia, and Tanzania. But hydrocarbons are only part of the story. Africa is also home to many of the critical minerals needed for the global energy transition: cobalt from the Democratic Republic of Congo, lithium from Zimbabwe and Namibia, manganese from South Africa, copper from Zambia, graphite from Mozambique. These minerals are essential for electric vehicles, batteries, solar panels, and renewable energy systems. As the world moves toward cleaner energy, demand for these resources is expected to grow dramatically. Africa is uniquely positioned to benefit from both traditional and renewable energy markets simultaneously. Africa possesses some of the best renewable energy resources on Earth. The Sahara Desert alone receives enough solar energy to power much of the world. Countries across North Africa enjoy some of the highest solar irradiation levels globally. Meanwhile, East Africa has significant geothermal potential. Countries like Kenya are already global leaders in geothermal energy production. Hydropower opportunities exist across nations such as Ethiopia, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Zambia. Wind resources are expanding rapidly in countries including South Africa, Morocco, and Egypt. What makes this opportunity particularly significant is that Africa is not burdened by aging energy infrastructure to the same extent as developed countries. In many regions, renewable technologies can be deployed directly without replacing decades-old systems. This creates an opportunity to leapfrog traditional development models and build modern energy networks from the ground up. The world is becoming increasingly interested in African energy. Why? Because energy security has become a major geopolitical issue. Events such as supply disruptions, regional conflicts, and changing trade relationships have encouraged countries to diversify their energy sources. Europe is seeking alternative gas suppliers. Asian economies continue to demand large quantities of energy. Investors are searching for the next frontier of growth. As a result, billions of dollars are flowing into African energy projects. Major international companies are investing in offshore gas fields, LNG facilities, pipelines, refineries, renewable energy projects, and critical mineral operations. Africa is no longer viewed merely as a supplier of raw materials. Increasingly, it is being seen as a strategic energy partner. Despite its enormous potential, Africa faces significant obstacles. Infrastructure remains one of the biggest challenges. Many energy-rich regions lack reliable roads, ports, pipelines, transmission lines, and processing facilities. Political instability can discourage long-term investment. Regulatory uncertainty and bureaucratic delays often slow project development. Corruption remains a concern in some jurisdictions. Additionally, many African countries have struggled to convert natural resource wealth into broad economic prosperity. This phenomenon is often referred to as the resource curse. Without strong institutions and effective governance, resource wealth can fail to benefit ordinary citizens. For Africa to become a true energy superpower, leaders must focus not only on extraction, but also on transparency, local content development, education, and infrastructure investment. The greatest opportunity may not be exporting raw resources. It may be processing, refining, and manufacturing within Africa itself. Imagine African countries producing batteries instead of simply exporting lithium. Imagine refining more oil domestically instead of importing refined fuels. Imagine manufacturing solar panels, energy equipment, and industrial products locally. This would create jobs, develop skilled workforces, and retain more economic value within African economies. Countries that successfully move up the value chain could transform themselves from resource exporters into industrial powerhouses. This is where the real long-term opportunity lies, not just selling energy to the world, but building industries around it. Africa stands at a crossroads. The continent possesses vast oil and gas reserves, critical minerals essential to the energy transition, and some of the world's most abundant renewable energy resources. At the same time, it faces serious challenges involving infrastructure, governance, and investment. The next 2 decades may determine whether Africa becomes one of the world's leading energy powers, or whether its enormous potential remains unrealized. One thing is certain: the future of global energy will not be written without Africa. And the countries, companies, and investors who recognize this early could be positioned at the center of one of the most significant economic transformations of the 21st century. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to Bridgeborn Insights for more content on energy, business, technology, finance, and global opportunities. Thanks for watching.